Hello, Bruce Lund here of WeBeToys. I don't know if you remember 7th grade science, but I remember 7th grade science, and I remember my teacher putting batteries in water and watching it create bubbles, and he explained that that was the hydrogen and oxygen being broken up by the electricity from the batteries, and you're getting oxygen bubbles, hydrogen bubbles. Well, 40, 50 years later, maybe more, it occurred to me that we could use the hydrogen and the oxygen and then recombine them. We didn't like to call it an explosion. We call it a rapid recombination of hydrogen and oxygen, but it was in fact an explosion. We built a prototype, and the first concept we came up with was make a rocket. So we built a rocket. You may see a video of that. And we showed that to a few toy companies. Of course, it's a rocket. Not many toy companies make rockets. But we showed it to Estes, which is the company that makes rockets that I played with as a kid. And they loved it. And I think they bought it the very first day. And it was the first, when we showed it to them maybe 20 years ago, it was the first new rocket system in 50 or 60 years that they'd ever seen. And so this was the hydrogen rocket that they created, and successful for us. And then later on, after the hydrogen rocket, Estes was done with it, somebody else put the Discovery Kids on it and made another version of the hydrogen rocket. And all of this was the beginning of a work on hydrogen that lasted 10 or 15 years. We did many, many hydrogen toys. The first thing that got us started on hydrogen was a contest with NASA. It was on new technologies, and we created a hydrogen-powered radio-controlled car, which won first place or second place in the hydrogen competition. And it attracted a lot of interest from other people, but it began a process where somebody noticed our hydrogen. I think we patented a lot of things over the years, and they wanted to know, can they use hydrogen to launch a projectile? Because they thought the military would be interested in that. And we always say yes. Of course it can. And we probably spent 10 years working on projectile launchers for the military. We would go out to various military locations in LA and on the East Coast and Las Vegas, and we would show the various iterations of the gun, which we'll show in other videos. We also made cars launched on hydrogen. It all started with a car for a contest, a NASA contest that won probably second place. It was a hydrogen-powered radio-controlled car. And of course, there was no exhaust. You had to have the hydrogen, of course, and that was a problem with hydrogen, is like, where do you get it? You made the hydrogen and the oxygen, and they collected in this chamber here, and then a spark would cause them to recombine to water and release all the energy, and it would launch the rocket a couple hundred feet into the air. But hydrogen and oxygen, because it's very explosive, you really can't combine them together other than when you're going to use it right away. So if I'm going to use it in other products, I need to somehow separate the hydrogen and the oxygen, which is a huge problem in the world of hydrogen. I'm not even going to go into that, but we did make many other products, many of which, of course, we had Nerf guns and Hot Wheels cars that made the hydrogen and then launched it right away. Other products, you had to save it, and that became more of a problem. Hydrogen and oxygen, it burns, it releases a terrific amount of energy, and no exhaust other than pure water. So we decided to make hydrogen-powered lawnmowers. We went to see Briggs & Stratton in Milwaukee, showed them a hydrogen-powered lawnmower. We worked on a ride-on hydrogen lawnmower, which we thought we could sell to the city of Chicago and really every city that had public parks, to show the people in the city that they're interested in reducing pollution, and they have a lawnmower, even if they only had one, that would cut grass but had no exhaust whatsoever. And we even built one of these, and we presented it to various people, but everybody we talked to wanted to know, can we build that mower, and can we build mowers that we provide to the city of Chicago? And we're a small company of like 6 people. We don't have the money to do that, and nobody really wanted to put the money in. We were going to build a hydrogen-powered motorcycle. Since I love riding motorcycles, got to make a hydrogen-powered motorcycle that we'd take to Sturgis. We showed it to a guy that builds custom bikes, and he wanted to take it to Sturgis, but we just never got into that project. The whole hydrogen thing lasted for years, and the greatest success, of course, was the rocket. We spent a lot of time working with the military and a lot of time developing other products that we showed to toy companies. And then products like the motorcycle that we never did develop. But yeah, it was a long project working with hydrogen as a marvelous sense of fuel.